guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little meet my daughter type of video and talking about everything that I've gone through for almost 2 months. We're going on 2 months since she was born. It's like a month and 2 weeks, something like that, and time is just flying. So I figured I would just come on because this is like the only time I really have. Nobody's home. To make this little video. So this is Miss Winter Storm. She's eating right now. Her name is Winter and it's spelled W-Y-N-T-E-R, and her middle name is Storm. She's here and life has been so amazing. It's been very busy, very different than what I'm used to, but life has been honestly really amazing. A lot of you guys wanted an update from the last video where I talked about the fact that we had a prenatal diagnosis for Down syndrome, and I did make some TikToks about this, but I get that not everybody follows me on TikTok, but I'll have my TikTok linked below because I feel like I'm more active on there than I am on YouTube. Basically, yeah, we got the prenatal diagnosis for Down syndrome. It was like an 86% chance of her having it and a 14% chance she didn't. We never went forward with like an amniocentesis or anything like that because it was just too invasive, and we decided that it wasn't, ultimately knowing wasn't worth the risk because it wasn't going to change anything anyway. We wanted her no matter what, and you know, getting that diagnosis was not easy, and I was very realistic about it. I assumed that she had it because I felt like that was the best way to handle it. Like, just assume she has it because it's already a high percentage, and then like I can come to terms with it before she arrives, which I think is a good thing that we found out as early as we did. We found out at like 11 weeks because we did the NIP testing, the non-invasive prenatal testing with the blood work or whatever, to find out gender and if there's any issues. And I think that it worked out best for me. I can't speak for my man. It did work out for me because it gave me time to prepare. It gave me time to like do my research and figure out, you know, what life was going to look like as a mother of a child with Down syndrome. And it just gave me time to deal with it because when I first found out, it was hard. I was having, I think, like monthly therapy sessions, and after we got this diagnosis, I went to every week because it was what was best for me to come to terms with everything. So I did weekly therapy and I took care of my mental health. I meditated often, and just tried my best to take care of my mental health. But it was hard to get the diagnosis because it's not like nobody has intentions of wanting a child with any type of issues. I feel like I should try to fix this camera because it's like, is that better? It's a little bit better. I should have fixed it from the beginning. Nobody goes into like trying to start a family wanting to have a child with any type of issues. You know, you want the best for your children. So it was very hard to get the diagnosis, but it really wasn't a diagnosis. It was a screening, to get the screening, and to try to wrap my brain around it. Like, how could this happen? I was so young. I think I covered most of how I felt in the last video. So if you haven't seen the last video, probably watch that first. But I'm just trying to cover all bases. Story short, let's fast forward to my labor and delivery. So I went into labor Friday night it started, so December 23rd it started, but I actually went to the hospital Saturday morning, which was Christmas Eve morning. And I got to the hospital around like 1 or 2 a.m. and they admitted me, and I think I was like 3 or 4 centimeters. I kind of forget how far along I was. But yeah, they admitted me, and then I had her by like 10:07 the same morning. So I labored for like 13 hours at the hospital, I want to say. 9 hours, but I think total was like 13 hours, including when my contractions started at home. So I walked around a lot at the hospital, and I bounced on the ball, and I got the epidural like literally, I think, an hour before I delivered her because I just couldn't take it. I was almost 8 centimeters, and I was like, my blood pressure was through the roof. I was developing preeclampsia during labor, which sucked. So they were like, it's either magnesium or get the epidural, and I'm like, I'll just get the epidural to make my blood pressure go down. So I got the epidural, which if you know me, you know I did not want to do that. I really tried my best to prepare myself so that I wouldn't have to do it, but I did it. And I don't regret it because I feel like I wouldn't have had the energy to push if I didn't get the epidural. Is your eye leaking? Her tear ducts are still not like 100%. When I delivered her, I just remember they put her on my chest and I said, "She's so beautiful" to my boyfriend, but I didn't even see her face. Like, I didn't see her face because she was like tilted away from me. And she was like really purple because the doctor was running late to deliver the baby. So the intern was like holding the baby in, which was kind of stupid. And I was like, get her out. Because like, why are you holding her there? Like, she was crowning and they wouldn't let her come out. So she aspirated fluid, which really pissed me off. But yeah, when she finally came flying out, according to my boyfriend, I was looking at the ceiling because it was just like so much pain. Even though I had the epidural, I still felt pain. I felt her crowning and all that. So I was looking at the ceiling. I was like, get her out, get her out. And finally, the intern just delivered her because the doctor just like never showed up. Crazy. And they put her on my chest. And like I said, she's so beautiful, but I could never see her face because she was like away from me. She wasn't looking. Like, they placed her weird. They just didn't place her so I could look at her. They placed her so like her face was out, not towards me. It was weird. So the first thing I wanted to know was, did she have Down syndrome? Like, I wanted to see her face to see what it looked like. And like I said, she aspirated fluid, so they had to take her away from me and put her on the thing and try to get the fluid out of her. And then I looked over at my mom because my mom was over by her, and I was like, does she have Down syndrome? Does she have it? Like, you know what I mean? And my mom just looked at me. And then I asked my boyfriend, and he was like, don't worry about that right now. Anyway, so after they took care of her, they brought her back. And she looked 100% like she had Down syndrome. Like, she had that look when she was first born. So I was like, okay, she has it probably, right? Like, she looks like it. But it's weird because now looking at her, she doesn't even look like it. And a lot of people say that. So I don't know if it was just like the way she was, you know, when they come out of like the womb, they look weird. So, you know what I mean? I don't know necessarily that it was from the Down syndrome. You know what I mean? So they did like a inspection of her to check for markers. And she has, I think it's this hand. Or it's her left. I forget which one. Her hands are covered right now, and I don't want to take them out because she wants them to be covered. You want more milkies? You want more? You're not done yet, girl. She got quite the appetite. Come on, you're not done. Oh my God, I have like a groggy throat. Come on, you're not done. There you go. They checked her for markers. She has the single crease across her palm, and her pinky, they said, was curved. I don't really see the pinky being curved, but whatever. And then her big toe is spaced apart from her second toe. So based off those markers, they said they were pretty sure she had it. But they sent in her blood work, and we got it a couple weeks ago. And she does have Down syndrome, but she doesn't have, so there's 3 types of Down syndrome. There's trisomy 21, there's translocation Down syndrome, and then there's mosaicism. And she has translocation Down syndrome. So basically, what I know of it from my research and what other providers have told me is that it is usually less severe than the regular trisomy 21, but they're still gonna have some challenges along the road, which is obviously to be expected. Translocation is definitely more on the rare side, like mosaicism is. The most common form would be trisomy 21, but she has translocation, which again, like I said, is more on the rare side and tends to have a little bit less issues, or less complications. Like, she has a really healthy heart. She's had no heart issues, and I'm like so thankful to the universe for that. And she's overall really healthy. Like, her muscle tone is super good. So far she's hitting milestones. It's really early, of course, but she's hitting all the milestones. She's doing all the things she's supposed to be doing. So that makes me really happy. And I just remember all the fear I felt is just not there anymore. And I can't believe I ever cried or was ever sad or was ever scared, because now that she's here, it's just, I don't see life without her. And I don't even really think about the fact that she has Down syndrome. first and foremost, she's a baby like any other baby. She doesn't, like, it's not like I sit here and think, oh, she's a Down syndrome baby. She's just Winter. She's just who she is, and it doesn't even faze me. It really, honestly, does not faze me at all. And like I said, if I could go back in time and tell myself, like, everything's going to be okay, you have no idea how much she's going to change your life. I don't want to get emotional, but I get emotional because I love her so much. If I could tell myself that you don't need to be sad, you don't need to be scared, like, this is where you're supposed to be and this is who you're supposed to have, I would tell myself that, because now that she's here, like I said, it's just, it makes sense. Like, she's supposed to be here and this is my daughter, and it doesn't matter. No diagnosis could ever take away the love that I have for her, and it just doesn't matter. And no matter what lies ahead, what challenges she may have, I'm going to be here for her to support her and to love her through everything. So that is kind of what's been going on. We do meet with a geneticist in a week, and we'll learn more about her diagnosis, because, you know, there really isn't a whole lot of information on translocation. There really isn't. There's more information on regular trisomy 21. There's just not enough information on the internet, and the internet is kind of like one of those places where you could go down a rabbit hole. So I'd rather talk to a geneticist and see what they have to say. And the translocation also can potentially be inherited from the parents. So me and my boyfriend have to get our chromosomes looked at and all that to see if we're carriers of anything. And then what else? So she got screened for her heart and she was good. She did fail the hearing test twice in the hospital. So we did a hearing test at the audiologist, and she failed that too. And we're not sure if it's from fluid in her ears, which is common with Down syndrome, or if it's a true hearing problem. So we're kind of just waiting on that. But worst case scenario, it's not like she's completely deaf. It's like partial hearing loss. And I think the right ear, she can hear better than the left. So it's not like she's completely deaf. So we would definitely get her hearing aids if she needs it, but we're waiting to see the ENT doctor, and we see him at the end of this month, and he specializes in Down syndrome, which is pretty cool because he's going to obviously have a lot of knowledge. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. I love being a mom. Life is so different but so amazing, and I wouldn't change it for anything, and I'm just so excited to see where life takes us. And I don't know what other videos you guys want to see, but if you guys want to see more videos, let me know. Kind of don't really do YouTube anymore because my videos don't get monetized. I don't get enough views, so they took my monetization away, so I don't even get paid. But I wanted to come back and do this because a few of you guys were asking for it, so I'm like, you know what? I should actually introduce my daughter. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. And if you're going through anything like this where you received a diagnosis and you're scared, don't be scared. I'm telling you, like, Down syndrome doesn't change anything. First and foremost, they're your child. First and foremost, they're going to be a baby. You know, like what you do with a regular baby, you change them, you feed them, and you love them. Like, it's no different because of a diagnosis. So please keep that in mind. So thank you guys so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you guys soon. Bye.